welcome you all to another exciting episode of Request Live. My name is Princess Peters, and I'll be your host on this amazing journey. And we are about to go on a ride of a lifetime. On this show, we talk about everything. I mean, everything from fashion to lifestyle to entertainment to beauty down to skincare. When I mean everything, I truly mean everything. And you know the most interesting part of this show? Our viewers can send in their music requests, their birthday shout-outs, and also their wedding anniversary shout-outs. So go straight to 10 Urban on Instagram and send me your message. Let me know who is that person you want to give a shout-out to. Who is that person that is celebrating his or her birthday and you want to drag the person outside? Bring it on board. It is 10 Request Live holding it glued for you all. Go to 10 Urban and give a shout out to that person you've been admiring, that person you've been cutting 1 and 2 eye for. Bring the person's name out and I will do you that honor to call the person out. I would also be reading out trending tweets matters that you all need to know the cocoa or what's happening in town. I'll be bringing it out for you all. I will straight Madasi. How is a Madasi? I will bring it out for you all. I know my Yoruba brothers will crucify me, but forget. I'll bring it out for you all. It is the 10 Request Live and my name still remains Princess Peters. On today's show, I will be talking about parenting the boy child, but I would not be doing this alone. I have Joy Abu, who will be coming in to talk about this matter with me, and she is a media personnel. She's going to do justice to this matter, so you guys should just calm down. Relax, let's go and entertain ourselves a little. Let's go and dance away this small stress, you know, now after everyday work. Someone has told you go and sit down, someone has told you go and bring this file, someone has instructed you in a manner that you don't like. Don't worry, come here. This is the show you need to be. Come, let us go and boogie it down together. Let's have fun, but let's go on the short break. We will be right back. Welcome back, guys. I hope you all are enjoying today's show. Yes, and yes, it's still the 10 Request Live, and I'm still right here holding it down for you all. I hope you all enjoyed those songs because my viewers are the best in giving out good music requests because I had fun. And you know, before I went on break, I told you all that on today's show, we will be talking about parenting the boy child, and I would not be doing this alone. I have Joy Abu in the house, who is a media personnel, and she would be doing justice to this topic for us. You people out there that don't want to train your male kids, come here. You feel, oh, they will learn as they grow. No. Bring it here. We will be talking about parenting the boy child. So let's welcome Joy Abu, right? Yeah. But you know something. I think I'm in love with your surname, Abu.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Cross River State.
Now I get
I get that.
Abu.
I'm from Cross River.
Please introduce yourself properly.
Oh, thank you. My name is Joy Abu. I'm from Cross River State. Of course, a media person. I do entertainment. I do everything about media.
You do everything about media. So today we're talking about parenting the boy child. I want us to go through it. Drive us through. What does it mean? Why do we have to teach our guys?
Okay, firstly, for me, I think growing up, I had this passion to always have boys as kids. And
always have boys.
Yes, and
plenty people are running away from that.
Now, because I noticed that as a growing child, there was more attention paid to the girl child. My dad had 6 of us, 6 girls and 2 boys. And so more attention was given to the girl child, and then the boys were just on their own and all of that. So while growing up, I was like, no, there must be something that is not equal in training these two and all of that. But then looking at the society as a whole, you discover that more attention has been given to the girl child and has neglected the boy child. Now, every here and there, you hear NGOs coming up with, NGO for the girl child. Today is International Girls' Day, and there is celebration everywhere. But who celebrates the boy child? there's that gap between training the boy and the girl child. So that's why I have passion for the boy child. Like, you know what? Let's look towards the girl child. Let's see what's happening there.
Okay, let's look towards it now. What's the thing that is special there?
Okay, the thing is, for me, if you ask me, 80% of the issues the girl child is faced is as a result of the boy child not properly trained.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's a case of dealing with an issue from the stem, not from the root. Who should be trained properly is the boy child, not the girl child. Now,
be what?
No, this is it. For whatever training you give a girl child, she ends up in the hand of the boy child. Yes.
So that means you're following the notion that if you like go to Cambridge for masters, or you're ending up in your husband's house. You're ending up in the hand of the boy child. And if that boy child is not properly trained, it will affect the training you've given the girl child. True.
So that's why there is need for us to start looking inward in training the boy child we have around us.
So take us through, what are the steps in giving our male kids right now good home training? Okay,
firstly, you have to make them understand that loving the girl child is like loving themselves. Now, they shouldn't see the girl child like a tool or a rival. They should see the girl child like, you know what, this is also me. This is me birthing somebody. Now, once they have that idea of, okay, the girl child is a part of me. Now, there's that love when you love yourself. So they extend it to the girl child. That's the first step you take. The first step is teach them to love the girl child the way they love themselves. Once you've achieved that, every other step you're taking is just complementing one step at the other.
Wow. Okay, so now, because a lot of parents would say that we have to take our ladies through the path of being a wife, a mother, and a sister. But that doesn't go with the guys, because there's nothing linking the guys to any training my son to be a father, a brother. What would you say about it?
Now, this is where we are making the mistakes. We are training our girl child, right? You're training her to be a princess, to walk like a princess, to talk like a princess. You're training her to be homely and all of that. And nobody is training the boy child. Now, what happens after all that training, after you've molded that girl into that dream princess of yours, and then she ends up in the hand of one tyrant that doesn't even know jack about the training you've given to her. Okay. Now, that is why it's important that while you're training the girl child, train the boy child. Mm-hmm. I'll give you a typical example. Okay. I have a 5-year-old son, and there was a day I was sleeping with, and I also have a daughter who is an elderly one. Now, I woke up and met him eating. And then, how did you get to? He said, Mommy, I dished the food myself. I said, why? He said, because I don't want to disturb you. And that got to me. That's because I've trained him that once you see your sister resting, do your thing yourself. Take responsibility at that moment. So for him to go and dish the food and he was eating, I said, okay, I went back to sleep. I didn't bother myself. Now that's because you're already training him at that age that, you know what, even when you get married and you're in your house, you don't need to wait for your wife to go and dish your food for you. Get up and do that. That's the responsibility. That's the training we are missing out.
A lot of mothers will say it's a taboo for a male child to enter a kitchen and open a pot and dish from that pot.
Why do you think it's a taboo when the female child can do the same thing? Why are we narrowing the whole kitchen thing to the female child? That's where we are making mistakes. And that's why I said earlier on that 80% of the issue the female child is having is as a result of the male child not properly trained. Yes.
Okay, so I think I'm going with this now. My next question is, what would you say are the qualities we need to have to build our boys to become great and good people out there?
Teach them respect. Teach them love. Teach them human sympathy. Teach them to be empathetic to one another. Don't bring up this tough attitude of he's a man. Let him not cry. No, so teach them to be emotional. Yes. Teach them to let their emotions out. The same way you sit your girl child and teach her to talk to you, teach your milk child to talk to you. They should be emotional to one another. They should be empathetic. Don't come up with all these macho, tough attitude on them. Let them. See, the thing is that once they start having emotions, they start feeling pains. So when they hurt somebody, they know that that person is being hurt. They start feeling the hurt. But when you're teaching them that, no, you're a man, don't feel hurt, don't cry. No, you're not teaching them properly because it will affect the female child in the future.
Okay, so following what you just said, I want you to tell me, what do you think is the healthy discipline strategies to train a boy child and the one that works perfectly?
Okay, For me, I won't say there's a particular method that
Because
works.
you have your
Because
own,
I
do
mine,
have.
you have yours, and then it has to do with family values and culture also. But the basis is teach your boy child to take care of, that's personal hygiene. Teach them to brush properly, teach them to make use of the body spray, teach them to bath twice in a day. In fact, most times when they go out and they are sweating, teach them to go and rinse themselves, not necessarily bathing. Take a shower, just pour water on your body. Once you're able to incorporate that habit into them, they will grow with it. And then you discover that when they are growing into puberty stage, sit them down and talk to them, the changes they're experiencing. They should not be shy to talk to you about it. Then teach them that, okay, at this particular stage, this is what you do. Make them understand that there is a body odor that also is attached to the boy child, because we feel it's only the girl child that has the body
Because
odor.
it is known that when ladies are entering that puberty
Yeah,
stage, you just notice that your mom will drag you closer.
Yes. And then do that with the boy child, because they have that odor also. So teach them that, you know what, this odor is not ordinary. This is what you do. So those are the basic healthy steps to take. And then teach them to eat right, to incorporate fruits at an early stage into their meals. It helps them as they grow.
Okay, so this takes me down to my next question now. What's the most important thing to teach a boy child?
Empathy.
Why do you say so?
Now, once you have empathy towards one another, you won't want to hurt the person. It's for me, I feel, aside respect, right? I could teach you to be respectful, but I might teach you not to be empathetic to one another. And those are two different things. I could teach you to be emotional, and you could only be emotional to your immediate family, but you're not emotional to the next person out there. But once you have that empathetic spirit in you, you extend it to anybody you see around you. Teach them to render help. They should have this caring attitude from the toddling stage. They should be able to, when they see somebody in need, render help. Not necessarily the immediate family. Once you've done that, you've captured their emotions. So they become emotional towards environment, towards things around them. Trust me, once you're emotional, you won't want to hurt anyone.
Sure.
Because you're going to feel like, if I hurt this person, I'll feel hurt. So once you incorporate that into them.
But what would you say is wrong for that aspect that parents don't put so much interest in their boy child?
No,
because they feel that, ladies are the ones that should be trained properly.
You know, I started by saying we train our ladies to become princesses. We teach them courtesy, we teach them etiquette. When you're in the public, sit this way, sit that. And nobody is doing that to the boy child. And I said at the end of the whole thing, she takes that to the boy child who has not been properly taught. So that's why you have issues. Sometimes the girl child will be saying, do like this, and the boy is saying, no, allow me to be like this. No, because we feel like, the girl child should be the one to be modeled. What happens to the boy child? Why won't he be modeled to fit into the modelation you've given to the girl child? So for me, I used to tell parents, 80% of your training should go into the boy child, because he's the one going to bring in somebody into his house. Whatever certificate you acquire ends up in the hands of a boy child. He detects for you. He's the one that will tell you whether to go ahead or not. And if he has not been taught the basis that, a woman should be allowed, a girl child should be allowed to expand her territory, they are going to have issues. So for me, I would say it is a case of dealing with the stem rather than dealing with the root. The boy child is the root. Teach them, let them understand that, come, sit down, have courtesy. When you're speaking, use the word please. It's not a crime. Say thank you. Teach them to be princes. Do you get? So once you're doing that, you're helping the girl child as well.
Just do the right thing. That's what it is. But see, I'm going to take another question, but I want us to go through our parents that fail doing these duties. What would you say to them?
I don't need to say, you've seen the result in the society. When our parents failed in taking care of training the boy child, the result is in the society. And believe you me, you don't.
It's not like as if they fail 100,
No.
but they don't have that. It's not like as if they fail 100, but they don't have that knowledge. They don't have that mind of, we need to train the boy child, because they feel it is essential to train the female child.
Now, this is it. What they trained the boy child then was supremacy. You need to be superior to your to the girl child. You need to show her you're the man. in the house. And that is what we are having in the society. It's the aftermath of that training that is bringing the mess we are having in our society. Now, assuming they deliberately had it in their mindset, like, you know what, let's model this boy child the way we are modeling the girl child. What we are having now will be reduced. So that's what we are avoiding for our children in the future. When we are talking about gender equality and gender balancing, this is what we are talking about. Train both the boy and the girl child to be on the same page.
True.
Train them to be on the same page so that we don't have a multiple crisis of what we are having now in the society.
That's true. I'm buying this right now. Okay, guys, I hope you all are having an amazing time. Don't worry, we're still talking about parenting the boy child, and Joy Abu is still seated, but it is still the 10 request live. Like, there's entertainment and there is fun. So let's go and boogie down. Let's shake our body a little. We will be right back. Welcome back, guys. I hope you all are enjoying today's show. Yes, it's still the 10 request live, and my name still remains Princess Peters. Joy Abu is still seated right here, and we are talking about parenting the boy child. A lot of parents out there right now are happy and they are telling themselves, yes, thank God you brought up this stuff because I want my daughters to learn. Yes, that's why we're here. We're here to educate you all. So Joy, my next question is, what would you say, or let me put it like this, why do we have to train our toddler boys? My word is toddler boys, because our toddler boys, they are just growing up. Like, why do we need to train them?
Now, you need to train the toddler boys because it's important to understand their anger management. That's when
at that age, they're already having anger management.
Yes, that's why you see that when a toddler male child is angry, he throws things at you. Teach them anger management. Teach them self-control. So once they do that, as they're exhibiting that, you're curtailing them one after the other. They don't need to grow up with all of that. At that stage, it's very, in fact, is the foundation of training you give them that determines the next level of training you're going to give them. Don't just feel like, oh, they are toddlers, and then they are crying, and then they are throwing things at you. No, teach them anger management. No, it's not their age. They will not grow past it. They will only grow the anger to another level. And then they are angry, and then, you know, there are sometimes toddlers, males, they are angry, and then they start beating their mothers. Yes, I've seen it happen several times. Once they do that, give it to them. You get. If you do not do that at that age, they will feel it normal. Once they are angry, they need to exercise their strength on something. Now, tell them, if you want to exercise your strength, go to the wall, punch the wall. Yes, once they punch the wall, I've done that to my son, punch the wall, and I said, next time, you won't want to punch anything, right? So teach them anger management at that stage. It's very important, that toddling age that they are growing. You know, one organization has standard for training, and follow the standard and curtail certain attributes in them. Anger management is very important. Self-control is very important. It's not all the time they need something you give them, even when they are seeing it. Make them understand that no, the fact that you're seeing it does not mean you should have it.
You should have it.
That way it will help them in the future as they are growing.
Okay, so this takes me now to my second question. This second question, how many questions have I asked? I'm just saying second question. Am I okay? Please take next one. Sorry. Okay, so this takes me now to my next question. Who is tougher to train, between the girl or the boy?
Trust me, it's the boy child.
Why would you say so?
The girl child listens more, right? Now, the girl child offends you, you bring her closer, you talk to her, she listens, but the boy child would not. Now, the boy child understands that it's my right, I need to do this. It's tougher to train the boy child. I'm dealing with a 5-year-old boy at home, and sometimes one day I have to tell him, like, I didn't go through this. Why are you training your sister at this age? Why are you giving me so much of stress at this age? You know, it's tougher because you want to model them to become good husbands, good fathers to their children. Now, at large to the society, to take responsibility. So you're doing all in one. You're building their self-esteem. You're making them understand that you need to stand up for your family. You need to stand up for everyone around you. Now they are like the shield in the family. So you're training, you're modeling all of that in one person, and still trying to make sure that all this you're modeling does not bring out the bad side of this child. So it's tougher to train the boy child than the girl child.
Okay, some people would say there is limits to this thing. And when you overtrain the boy child, they hide under their shell in public. They won't be able to say things. They won't be able to address matters. What would you say about it?
No,
when you overtrain the boy
when
child?
you deal with self-esteem. In the course of training, avoid tarnishing the self-esteem of that child. No matter that. Now, this is it. When you talk about training, it's broad. You do not train your child in such a way that when he's in the midst of his peers, he feels left out. Some parents have a way of scolding their male children in front of their peers. It's wrong.
That's wrong. Yes,
it's
very,
wrong.
very. Even comparing your kids
don't
with other
do
kids,
it.
very
it's
wrong.
Now, in all of that, do not tarnish their self-esteem. Because that is what will stand up for them. That is what will keep them going. The confidence you build in them. Why you're training them is you want them to become people that will look up in the society and be able to speak out without disrespecting anybody and still pass their message properly. How do you do that? That's when you're dealing with the self-esteem, dealing with the... It's not wrong for you to tell your boy child, you're handsome. I love you, boy. I love you. Go ahead. The word, say those good words, those sweet words to that child. You're building the confidence of that child. When the child dresses up and steps and knows that he's looking good and all of that, mommy has said, I'm looking handsome.
Like, I have this nephew that when his mom is done dressing him up, he will now come and say, Auntie Princess, how do I look? I say, oh God!
Tell me, that kind of child would never be trashed outside. Because the confidence he has gotten at home enough is leading him outside. So that's it.
Okay, so I want you to take us through the age by age training method.
Okay. Now, 0 to 5 years, right, is a very delicate period, both in the female girl child and in the boy child. Now, at that age, World Health Organization will tell you that whatever you need to form in a child is formed within that age. That's what people miss and people don't understand. You feel like it is when the boy is 12 years, you now start saying no. It starts from that 0 age. When they are babies, when they are sucking, it starts at that age. Now, at that age, you're teaching them, like I said earlier, on anger management. Observe, do more of observation. What are you observing about this child? Is this child the type that wants to scold on the child start crying? Learn to discover other methods to train a boy child. We shouldn't have the notion of, if you want to train a boy child, it must be the hard way. And you should let them express their emotions. I've been in a situation where a boy child and the mother says, shut up, you don't know you're a boy, why are you crying? And I felt bad. Let the boy express his emotions. Let him cry. That way it releases him of whatever pain he's going through and then he can talk to you about it. So 0 to 5 years, make sure you do more of observation, understanding the kind of child you have around you.
True.
Is this child a quiet type? Does he love playing? What's his attitude towards issues around him? When he does something, is he remorseful about it? Those are the things you pick at that early stage. From there, from 5 to 10, you now start modeling. At that age, you're not training, you're modeling. And it has to do with what you do. Now, when you're modeling them to be that Prince Charming you want them to be in the future. So that 5 to 10 years is the modeling age. Once they clock 10, whatever you're telling them, believe you me, it's what they have built inside of them that starts exhibiting out. Academically, spiritually, emotionally. If you've taught them to be empathetic towards one another, you see that even the way you want at that age to start showing.
True.
You will see that a boy child will walk up to the mother and say, why are you feeling sad? What's the issue? No, because it's what you've taught them as a growing. So once he's 10, it is what is inbuilt in them that comes out. And trust me, at that age, all you're doing is advice.
All you're doing is advice.
It's advice. True. Because they are advancing into the adolescent stage and then they have peer groups around them that are... Now, you see, where I used to get scared is I'll say, I'll train my own child properly. What happens to the next person? That is why I used to say, when you're training a child, train round, even with the kids around you. Don't limit your training to only your child. Limit it to extend it to the kids around you so that whatever training you give your boy child, don't think it will not affect you. It will affect the next person if it's not properly trained. So
true. Okay, so I'm going to say this now because a lot of parents would say, oh, peer pressure comes in at the age of from 15 to 20. That's when the male child gets this peer pressure. I want to do what my friends are doing. I want to be who my friends are. What would you say about that? Because a lot of boys forget that training given to them from age 0 to age 10. When they get to that point, that peer pressure affects them, bam.
Before, in the past, peer pressure started at 15. Now, it starts at even 8. That's why we are talking about bullying. Yes. That's why we
at even 8.
Yes, that's why we keep talking about bullying. Why do you think that a 10-year-old child will be bullying another child in primary school? If these things are not starting early, why are we talking about bullying? Why are we teaching our kids that, you know what, bullying is not? So peer pressure does not start at 15 now in this generation. It starts at 8. It starts at 10. Your child is already telling you, I want the same birthday cake that this person did. Those are all the significance of peer pressure. So you need to start at that early stage. And mind you, like I said, from 10, you start modeling. It is what has been built in them that is coming out. At that stage, I said advice. We keep reminding them, this is the family value. That's why every family should have values. Every family should be known for what they stand for, what they represent.
True.
And you keep reminding that child. You know what? I used to say it, once the child gets to 5, 6, 7, 8 to 10, ask the child, what kind of a man do you want to be? Write it boldly, print it out, and every morning there should be affirmation. Wake up, look at what you've written. This is the kind of person I want to be. And they keep going. So you're only advising them. Remember you said you want to be this kind of person.
Yeah.
If you're going this way, you're not going to be this kind of person. So it takes away whatever peer pressure will definitely come, but it won't be as bad as if you do not train them properly.
Okay, so I want us to wrap this right now. Let's wrap it with a word of advice to our parents and even the boy child and even our ladies out there. Give them a word of advice.
Okay, finally, I would like to say that we live in a society where both the girl child and the boy child are going through this process called gender equality. Now, I want us to understand that when we're talking about gender equality, we should not narrow it only to the girl child. We should include the boy child because, trust me, in the nearest future, the boy child is going to be marginalized if we do not give them proper training. And this is to our parents out there. Please don't train the boy child with supremacy.
Okay.
Don't make them understand that the training they have, all they have to do is, oh, you're the man, she will come and say, no, you behave like a man. No. Teach them the core values that will lead them and take them through the process of life. Because we are seeing what is happening now. It's as a result of the supremacy our parents gave in the past that the girl child stood up for themselves. True. So please, as parents out there, train your boy child with the core values that are necessary for them to be able to imbibe and live in the society at large.
And live a better life.
Yes. Thank you. Our girl child that we are training as princesses.
You guys, thank you very much, Joy. I had a good time with you. And thank you for doing justice to this topic, parenting the boy child. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, I hope you all had fun today. Yes, and yes, it's still the 10 Request Live, but don't you go nowhere. We will be right back. Welcome back, guys. I hope you all had a nice time with me and also with Joy Abu. It has been an amazing one. I said it that she was going to do justice to the topic, parenting the boy child, and she did justice to it. She killed it for you all. And I'm so sure my parents out there, you guys have understood the matter behind all these things. You need to train your boy child. You need to train the guys at home. You need to call them, because my dad will tell my brothers, don't enter the kitchen. Let the ladies be in the kitchen. But yeah, it's not happening again. You need to train your boy child. You need to tell them that, okay, this is the right path you all need to follow. As you are training the ladies, as you're training we ladies, you want us to become that satisfied queen. You want us to become that mommy. You want us to become that loving sister. Also train the guys, also train our brothers so they can be good, because no matter how you try reach to train ladies, they will still do what? Enter a man's house. And if that man is not trained, it will spoil the training that you have given to your daughter. Okay? Do you guys understand? So I want you all to pay attention and listen to what Joy Abu said, because it has been back-to-back education, back-to-back fun, and I'm so sure you all went with me. And I'm so sure you all had fun today. Yes, parenting the boy child. It is time we draw our curtain, but the conversation continues on our social media page. Go straight to 10 Urban on Instagram and send me a message. If you feel it is not right to overtrain the boy child, bring it on board. Go to 10 Urban and let's discuss there. I'll be patiently waiting for you all there. So let's go there and let the conversation continue there until I meet you again. Same time, same station. My name still remains Princess Peters. You can follow me on all my social media platforms at Princess Peters Official. Baby, together. Princess Peters Official. And also go to 10 Urban on Instagram and follow us. We are ready to follow you back. Bye for now.